Hi, I'm Megan Kyak-Monteith, a multidisciplinary artist from Matimatalik or Pandan Nunavut. I work primarily in painting and digital illustration, and I went to NASCAD University for a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies and graduated in 2019. Since graduation, I'm renting a studio in Halifax where I make paintings for commissions and for upcoming shows. I also work on digital illustrations from my computer at home. Starting in 2018, I explored making paintings about my memories growing up in Nunavut and Nova Scotia. I originally painted memories from when I was really young, where the memories are really distant and recalling them is almost dreamlike. In my paintings, I question the size, color, and objects, like in these paintings, because memories themselves can be exaggerated when they're recalled. In my experience, memories are constantly changing as I get older, and cataloging these memories in the form of paintings really solidifies it from that change. I really like to depict memories that aren't only personal to me, but speak to the shared experiences Inuit have from growing up, jumping on ice floes, climbing buildings, eating country food on the cardboard, leaving our communities, and our longing to be back. For instance, the summers in Nunavut, the sun doesn't fully set, so it's bright all night long, and I remember kids playing outside really late at night, and it looked like noon. It's a surreal feeling to see kids playing on shacks and ice floes and running around and looking like daytime, but it's really late at night. So I painted a lot of paintings showing surreal experiences from memories like that. I started a series of paintings based on a memory from when I was around 4, living in Nunavut. I was on the beach watching what felt like the entire community pulling this huge whale to shore. People, trucks, and I think like a bulldozer all pulling a rope that emerged this giant whale. The first painting was the whale at an exaggerated scale with people on top cutting it up. I later painted a 7-foot wide painting of the people pulling the whale. Although not included in these paintings is the entire process of pulling the whale, cutting it up, distributing it, the narrative of the hunt, community effort, and the love that I want to reflect in the memory paintings weren't really possible, so I made it into an animation. I wanted to activate my lived experience of the whale hunt, but also documenting the strength of the community in the north. Using oil paint, because I'm familiar with it, helped me with the animation process. Since I'm pretty new to it, I drew the background with oil pastel on paper, and then I put like a sheet of glass on top of it. Then I had a camera pointed down onto the surface so that I could paint on the glass and scrape it away easily because oil paint dries really slowly. And then I used both time-lapse and stop-motion animation techniques. I used stop motion to depict the people, so in the animation they moved really chaotically, while I used a time lapse to depict the process of the whale slowly being consumed and cut up. And they both move in what feels like different times. They exist in different times. It documents the reality of tradition that change with the advancements of technology, like the bulldozers and boats. Inuit's resilience to change and the importance of tradition. Speaking to the food insecurity in the north, when a community hunts a whale, it's shared and nothing's wasted. A whale hunt is really important to our communities because a whale provides valuable nutrients from its meat and organs and can feed an entire community, their hunters, and their dogs for a long time. Other parts, like the bones, are used in art and to frame sod houses, stomach lining for drums, and baleen for baskets. I make a lot of paintings just focusing on harvesting and sharing food. Maybe it's because I'm hungry for country food. But for a long time, up until the late 90s, Inuit weren't allowed to hunt bowhead whales due to overharvesting from foreign whalers. So many aspects of Inuit life have been shamed and suppressed. Partaking in Inuit tradition in the open is in itself, I think, a reclamation of our space. Large Feast on a Bed of Cardboard is a painting I made in 2019 showing a whole bunch of country food plated on cardboard ready to eat. Many times going to a relative or friend's house, we would bring out the frozen meat, gather around the cardboard and share soul food or country food. And we'd have char, whale, caribou. I have soya sauce in the painting, bannock, pilot biscuits, everything, all in the frame. In 2019, I turned this painting into an animation as well, just under a minute long. It added the moving hands of people reaching into the frame to cut up the meat. There was hands pouring the HP sauce, drinking some red rose tea, and sharing some of the pieces that were cut up.
We could turn the TV on. Kaffe to kommer vi.
Recently, I've been making paintings about memories growing up in Nova Scotia. I've lived here for so long I don't think I can speak Inuktitut anymore. I have a great-grandmother, Lydia. She can't speak English, only Inuktitut. So I've made a few paintings about the few ways I found to connect with her, like puzzles and food. I feel like the act of eating country food together with other Inuit transcends language. It's not just food, it's a story to tell and a way of living and a reminder that we're still here. It's the same food that my ancestors have had, which brings me closer to the stories I tell through my work. Animating my paintings, I think, truly makes them into the reimagined memories and flashbacks that I envisioned them to be originally as paintings. Marble Island is a painting I made in 2018 based on a memory I have from a boating trip with my dad. We lived in Rankin at the time, and we boated to Marble Island, and before setting foot on the island, me and my cousin were told that we had to crawl on our hands and feet when you first got to the island to respect the spirit of an old woman. It's bad luck not to do so, and I can't remember exactly how the story he told it went, but looking it up shows a story described as a family of 4 lived near Rankin Inlet. Inuit used to follow the caribou, so when the hunting stopped being good, the family wanted to move to a new place where there would be more caribou, and the old woman in the family refused to go with them, so the family sadly left her behind. And on a clear day, when the old woman was looking out to the shore, she was looking at a big ice, and she wished the ice would turn into an island so she could live there. And 2 years later, the family came back to where they left the old woman, and she was gone, but they heard her voice say that she got her wish to live on the island that looked like ice, so that's how their spirit got to Marble Island. I hope you enjoyed watching all the little time-lapse and process videos I've been collecting over the years. Thank you for watching. Bye!